publishing CD from director. In this tutorial, I will explain to you how to publish your project after you finished inside director. The example will be one of your projects. It's for Abdullah about UOS. This is the director file that you can open, and you have different ways to publish your files. One of the ways to publish that you can publish an exe file. The exe file doesn't require for anything to play for the audience. So it will be enough for the audience to run only the exe file, and there will not be any need for any extras or any supporting files. Simply you can create a projector from director using the command file create projector. You can create projector for any director file that you have to specify in this window. For example, USCD2, if you double click, it will be added in the list. You can check for options about the exe creation. You can leave these options for like the settings, and we can review together these options. The playback should be checked for the animating background. The full screen option is okay to make your movie full screen. The stage size should be the same movie settings, and the center is important to make your project display in the center of the screen. The media compress shockwave format to have your file compressed in size, and you can leave the player to standard. When you press create, this will ask you to give a name for your projector. You can give the name of your project, for example, UOS CD, and when you save, the projector will be created. We have to wait until it finished. And now we can check again in the same folder. We have the exe file that can play stand alone. For example, if you take this file to any directory or any other folder, it will work properly without any need for more extras. So you have a complete projector working for your project. But this is not the way I want you to deliver your projects. Why? Because you can use this for like presentations or quick presentations without caring about project optimization. To optimize your projects properly, you have to follow another process that I will explain in the next steps. When you have your project inside director, you can choose the command publish. Before, you can check the publish settings if you want, or you can leave it at the defaults. The formats will export or publish in these settings. For example, HTML template, you can choose not to create HTML template, and the shockwave file will be saved in the extension of .dcr. DCR for director compressed. And if you leave this to the default, the options should be shockwave default. You can uncheck the view in browser not to display a browser window to display your project after you publish. And this is for the dimensions to match your movie. Some options for the shockwave player. About the compression, also you can enter this option to decide some optimizations. The 80 for JPG is optimum to give a good quality with a good size. Simply you can keep it to the defaults and you can publish your project from this command, and the shortcut is Ctrl+Shift+S. This requires to save your movie first. Now it's compacting the file. So the DCR extension is for director compact version from your project. And we will detect the difference in size between our original director file, this one, .dir, and the new one, the published one. As you see, this is our original file. It weighs 4.8 megabytes. And the published DCR file is too much different in the size. It's only 864 kilobytes, which is nice for optimizing your work. For that reason, we want to apply for the optimization export for our projects. Let's now decide the final steps to create your published CD for your project. You will have your original director file, and here is the published one, the DCR we have created in the previous step. All of these contents I will not need to include it in your CD, only the director file and the published one. For your CD to auto-run, let's take these files, copy for example, to the desktop. This will be your project. It will include the original dir file in the specified folder as I explained in the instructions. But now we will work for the auto-run in our CD. This is the published version, the DCR file. To work properly, you should include the extras that you used in Director. And to make the step easy, you can simply go to the program files, Macromedia, and the Director folder inside program files to take all the extras folder, copy to your project. Now, when your published file runs for the audience, it will call for any required extras you have applied or used in your project. So this is a right publishing for your project to have the DCR and the extra. Let's check the DCR file. When we play, it will run the project. I see we have an error with the DCR when opening, that it takes a command to open inside Photoshop, but normally it will open with our autorun file that we will apply for now. So we have now the DCR file and the extras. We will need for an exe file that plays that DCR. The exe file is that one, any name. I will take a copy and paste here. You can find the any name exe file on the blackboard inside the course documents, creating interactive multimedia CD with director, finalizing a CD, any name.exe. You can take this file and so copy it to your folder. This file is prepared so as to run a DCR file named CD. So you have to rename your DCR file to be CD. Don't care about to write it capital or small. It should be named as CD, so as if you run or play this exe file, it will play that one. It's programmed and prepared for that. Let's try now to run the any name file. It will now run the DCR of your project. Of course, you will not leave this name as any name. You can simply name it with your project. For example, UOS project. Try to run this file. It will also play the CD file. One remaining step. It's to have this file auto-run when the user plugs the CD into the drive. You can have an auto-run file. The auto-run file, you can find it also on the blackboard. Here also, in the creating interactive multimedia CD with director, finalizing a CD, you can download the autorun file that is in extension.inf. When you have this file, take it to your project folder. The autorun, when we open it, we can find simple and basic information. It is the autorun command, and it's asking to open the exe file with that name. You can take a copy from your projector file name, UOS project for example, copy, and use it in this INE file. But here is an important note. Your file's name, the exe, if you are going to make the autorun, it shouldn't include spaces. You can substitute the spaces, for example, by the dash or the underscores. And this line for the icon file, if you have in your CD. Now you have the autorun file ready for your project. So these are the published files I asked you to include in your project, and you can review that in the assignment delivery projects major project items to deliver the published files of your project. The published files here should be these files. And now you will have the exe file for your project, and it's auto run through this file. Now you can burn your CD after checking for the for evaluation folder as described.